Hi folks, in this little video I want to sort of go into a little bit more detail about the way that the front end and the back end work together to process requests. And in the code that you download from the repo, you have this front end interface which is already coded for you. It includes this little dev button here which helps to sort of illustrate what's going on between the front end and the back end. So let's look at it more closely. Let's hit the button, and it's sending information to the console. So when the button is hit, it triggers a method on the JavaScript which creates a JavaScript object with two key value pairs, the guess and the enigma, and you can see it being output here to the console. You can look at it more closely. The enigma is an array of colors, and the guess is an array of colors. This then, afterwards, is converted to a string, because you can't send a JavaScript object to the back end. You have to actually turn it into a string. It looks pretty much the same as the JavaScript object, but it's actually a string. And in this line, I'm sort of just examining the type to make sure it's a string. And so all this code is, I'll show you where it is in the JavaScript. It's located right here. So when you click the dev button, this is what gets triggered. I send over just a sample guess and a sample enigma. Those are created into a JavaScript object. I output the object, and then I output the stringified object, which is JSON. That then is sent to the server in this fetch method here. You can see it being sent to the server. The server or rather the request that is being sent to the server is check guess. And so on the server side, that's routed to the check guess method. The check guess method receives the JSON, and it can extract the guess, the key value pairs, the guess and enigma, and turn them into lists. And then it's your job then to look at these lists and figure out what the hint is, and turn the hint into a dictionary of this format. You know, it's two key value pairs, white pegs, black pegs, and then the server JSONifies it. It turns that Python dictionary into a string, which is then returned back to the client. And this is the object that is being returned from the server after it has been converted from JSON. And basically it's the same object that was sent over. And that line in the front end code is right here. This is the object that is being returned from the server. So hopefully in this little video I've illustrated, and if you play with the dev button yourself and look at the output in the console, you can get a sense of how objects are turned into JSON strings, which can then be sent to the server. The server processes those strings, turns them into objects on the back end, and then returns a response, which is again in JSON format, which is then processed on the front end back into JavaScript objects to be processed appropriately on the front end. And your job, of course, after you get a sense of how all that works, is again to go back into the back end and modify the check guess method so that the appropriate hint is being sent back to the client and then rendered appropriately in the client.